In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at another knife from the folks at Jeo Tec over in Spain. And some people tell me, by the way, I should call it Jeo Tec because Spanish pronunciation of the J is silent, but I'm American. We're going to call it Jeo Tec, and we've looked at a couple of really large knives from those folks. We're going to look at a slightly smaller version today, the Jeo Tec number 11, and we're going to give this very knife away to one lucky winner. So stay tuned. We'll check out the knife and I'll tell you how you can have a chance to win this very knife. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, the folks at Jeo Tec Knives, maybe it's Jeo Tec, I don't think so, were kind enough to send me one of their Jeo Tec number 11 compact bushcraft knives, that's what we'll call it. So I could show it to you and test it, and I've decided just to do something different for this Sharp Saturday. We're going to give this one away, this very exact knife. So it will have the review marks on it when I'm finished, and whoever wins it, it will not be as pretty and pristine as it is right now, but it should be in good shape because so far all the other Jeo Tec knives have weathered the reviews very, very well. And I'm going to tell you the details later in the video, so you got to stick around to kind of watch the video to find out. But the sneak peek of the details, what I'm doing is I've got a weekly email newsletter where every week I send out an email to the subscribers of the newsletter with kind of my thoughts and news and announcements and kind of some inside information on the channel and maybe some deals I've come across. Usually there's like an older video so you can kind of laugh at some of my older mistakes, and links to current videos, links to all the new videos. And I'm trying to do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, it kind of allows me to share some information that's maybe not doesn't work in a video format. It also gives us an opportunity to stay connected in case YouTube decides they don't like my content anymore, because sometimes I do all that knife and gun stuff and they don't like that as much as I do anyway. So anyway, I'll tell you the details of that later, but we're going to be giving this one away. So without any further ado, let's get down to the old stump top. We'll talk about the specs of this thing. We'll get to doing some of that knife stuff, and then we'll get to doing the scientific knife stuff, and then we'll tell you about the giveaway sometime mixed in there. And I got to be honest with you, I like this little knife. Maybe I should give away a bigger one and keep this little one, but nope. I'm going to do it, but I like this one. It feels really, really good in your hands, and it's a real pretty knife. So anyway, I'll stop all that, and let's get down to the stump top now. Okay, actually, before we get down to the old stump top, I thought I would bring you down here to the old foam top, where we're not in the glaring sunshine, so maybe you get a little better look at the details of this knife, because this is a really pretty knife I want to show you. So first of all, the overall length of this knife is 7.08 inches. For those of you still stuck in that old metric system, like they probably are over there in España, that's 180 millimeters. Features a 3.54 inch blade of molybdenum vanadium steel with a hardness of 56 to 58. The blade thickness is 0.12 inches or 3 millimeters. And by the way, that metric thing on the metric measurement on the blade is 90 millimeters. The handle is micarta, very nice looking micarta with some nice looking red liners. The sheath is a taco style Kydex sheath with comes with this lanyard for neck knife. You can use it like that. The knife is made in Spain. It comes with a lifetime guarantee, and the price of this knife on Amazon is 99 bucks. Now let's take you over to the old sun-drenched stump top and get to doing some knife stuff. Okay, is it better here or better here? Better here or better here? No, we're not. You're not at the eye doctor's. Let's do a little fun stuff here. So, they're calling this a bushcraft knife, and that means you're going to do this typical stuff people consider bushcraft stuff for. And oh, I forgot to tell you, it's got some little jimping on back here too, and it's reasonably aggressive, but it's fine enough where it doesn't really chew your thumb up At least right now it doesn't. Very, very well made knife. I think this is a, it feels like a bit of a hollow grind. But so what I thought we'd do is, that's pretty solid. So this is probably maybe the largest I would want to try to baton with this particular knife. And not even this way, but more like this way. But we're going to carve off a couple of corners off of this, just so that we can have something to work with, trying to make some feathers. So let me see if I can stand you up here just for a second, let you see this. By the way, I'm using the old school camera because just because, man, it's taken me so long to make videos with the other one, and I didn't have a whole lot of time today. So we're gonna just baton a corner of this thing off, try to do that. Let's see how it works. And I know it'll work fine. This is privet, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's privet, and it's some hard, stinking stuff. Let's try this way. So see, we're carving that corner there off like so. You can see the whole thing now if I back it up a little bit. So anyway, there is some batoning. It's not going to be very much good for chopping. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Obviously, if you haven't figured that one out, then you, I don't know, maybe you need to rethink things. But let's just see if we can carve some feathers now. Try to consistently do the same kind of knife testing so you can get an idea of comparing one blade to another, how they perform under the same exact test with the same wood as much as possible. Been using this privet here for the last few knife reviews because that's what I happen to have, and it seems to be doing pretty good. This hollow grind. You know, I forgot to do the redneck sharp test. Let's see. Okay. Okay, not really. Not so much. Slightly disappointing. The last two knives I've tested did not pass the redneck sharp test. I'm sure that could be remedied with a little judicious effort. Little Shirley Temple curls here. Check those bad boys out. So, with a little pressure, that jimping does get a little uncomfortable. You can look at my thumb. See that? It's got nice little ladder marks in it. So, you know, let's try the old fat wood one more time. And this is not carving the fat wood worth a flip at all. It's like really, really difficult. It's just gliding on it. And that, I think, man, that bevel is just too, I don't think the angle's great on that bevel. I think it needs a little work, but let's see if it'll scrape any fat wood. I'm not optimistic that it'll do that, but it seems to actually, what do you know, it is scraping some fat wood. I didn't think it was going to, just because of the, it seems kind of round, but let's just see. I just do that so I can smell it. So it did that okay. So I noticed that this part of the blade, if you can see that, the grind is a little wider there from where it tapers in from that part of the blade. I don't know what you call that. There's probably some name for it, but anyway, I thought I would try a few more feathers just to see. And I'm working way down here, kind of on the belly of the blade now, and it's carving okay. It's just a matter of getting used to this grind. It actually, once I kind of get used to it, I'm able to push out some pretty good curls there. But anyway, so I don't want to say it's a piece of crap, because it's not. It's got the edge is decent on it, but it just needs, I think it needs a little work. So anyway, this knife comes with a plain basic ferro rod. Let's see how it works. I don't know if it's got the little, you know, scraper, kind of non-sharpened hacksaw blade type scraper, but gonna try the spine. It seemed to strike the fatwood okay, so let's see if it strikes the ferro rod okay. Not great, but thanks to the fatwood, it did it okay. So, well, there you go. And when I found some of these knives like that, once you start scraping them, they seem to burr up a little bit and get sharper and scrape better. So, all in all, it got the job done. And I love the smell of burning fatwood. So, what should we do now? Any ideas? What do you think? I mean, it does. Seems like it's pretty well balanced, but you never can tell until you actually test it, can you? Okay, well, that was some of the practical testing for the Jeo Tec number 11. And other than the fact that I think I like to do a little work on the edge, the knife performed pretty well. And it's still carved okay. There's some, and maybe it's just me, I'm not used to the geometry of this particular edge, but you almost have to kind of like, if this makes sense, you almost had to kind of stand it. Like I usually carve really flat. You almost have to kind of stand it up a little more because of the angle of this secondary bevel. So I bet you I could make this sucker really sharp in just a few minutes with a nice stone, like maybe even the my Viking whetstone from the folks at Wazoo Survival Gear. But anyway, all in all, it did a great job of that. I was really pleasantly surprised that it was able to strike both ferro rod and scrape some fatwood. The knife feels really good. The jimping is a little aggressive. People do that, but maybe if you can, choke up this way. I usually put my thumb like right there, and it hurt just a little bit. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I got sissy thumbs. Anyway. All that being said, a couple more things, and then we're gonna check the balance of this thing, because we're all about the science here at Survival on Purpose. And at our worldwide headquarters here, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge knife testing facility. We like to check the balance on our balance, orientation, and rotation device of all these fixed blades. So, I want to mention a couple other things about the Jeo Tecs. First of all, they got this lanyard on here with a little clip on it to make a neck knife. If I was going to use this for a neck knife, the first thing I would do is throw this away because it is really long. This knife hangs down to about my belt when I do that, and you can see, you can't even see it here. I like my neck knife to be up about right here, so this seems like just a standard lanyard, almost like an afterthought, but I'd put a piece of paracord here. And then the other thing is, if you go to their website, you can't buy the knives there, but you can get an idea of the details and see some of their other knives. Pro tip here, just turn the volume off on your computer, because they got some sort of annoying music that plays constantly the whole time you're on their website. So if you're watching it at work, go ahead and turn your volume down before you go check it out. But Amazon's the best place I found to buy these knives. So anyway, all that being said, let's just balance test this sucker. If you remember, last week's Sharp Saturday was the Gerber Ghost Strike, and we gave that one a UTB rating, unable to balance. I just completely abominably failed in my duties as a balance tester. I just couldn't get it calibrated. So anyway, let's do the balance testing, and then we'll tell you about how the giveaway is going to work on this, and we'll wrap this thing up. Maybe I can get this one calibrated. And by the way, if this thing does not make it through the balance testing unscathed, then we'll come up with a substitute giveaway, because nobody wants a broke knife, right? I don't think that's going to happen though, but let's just see. First one, no calibration. These little ones are not doing well for me. Finally, next week, we're going to do a big knife. Okay, that's 3 in a row. We're calling this one balanced. Chuck Norris can unscramble an egg. Okay, now let's talk about the giveaway. And I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible, because I always get people with questions and issues. So please pay very, very close attention. There are 2 steps to enter this giveaway. You got to pay close attention to these. Step number one, go to survivalonpurpose.com/giveaway. I'll put the link in the video description. I'll try to put it right here. And when you get there, you'll be a page on my website that's got a form that says enter your name, email address, and YouTube username. To be honest with you, don't even worry about the YouTube username. I just didn't feel like changing the form, but do worry about the email. Make sure you use an email address that you are going to check, because the step two is after you click that submit button or whatever it says and enter your information, you're going to get an email that says, please click this confirmation link, something like that on it. If you don't click that confirmation link, you're not entered in the giveaway. Don't send me an email saying enter me. That's not the way it works. I use an automated service for this. So if you don't go through those two steps, you're not entered in the giveaway, and there's nothing I can do about it. So that's the two steps that have to be done. And another reason to use that email address that you're going to check is because if you win, that's how I'm going to notify you, is through that email. If you don't respond in 48 hours, I'm going to pick somebody else. So make sure you pick an email you're going to check. Now, a couple of other notes and we'll wrap this up. First of all, sorry, but this giveaway is only going to be for people in the U.S. because I'm not dealing with customs and knives and all that stuff with other countries. I just can't do it. I've been through that before. It's too big a hassle and the shipping's too much. So in the U.S. only, sorry. The second thing is, if you don't see a form, don't email me saying it's not working. I promise you it is working. Every time I do a giveaway, which is one of the reasons I haven't done many, because it just turns into a major hassle, because I get all sorts of messages and emails and comments saying it's not working. But yet I get hundreds and hundreds of people who are able to enter. So if it's not working, I promise you it's on your end. I have tested this over and over and over. Maybe you need to try a different browser. If you're using Firefox or Chrome or Microsoft or whatever, try a different browser. Maybe if you're on your phone or whatever, try that. It works for me on my phone too, so I don't know what the deal is there, but just try a different browser. I promise you it works. The other thing is, when you click that confirm link in the email you'll get after you fill out the form, not only are you going to be entered in the giveaway, but you're also going to be subscribed to my weekly email newsletter. If you don't want to get that, just the first one you get, click unsubscribe and it'll be fine. But if you're already subscribed to the newsletter, you still need to enter this giveaway, because it's two separate lists on my email software. And don't worry, you won't get double emails or whatever. So bottom line, let me see if I can pull this together in a non-confusing manner. Go to survivalonpurpose.com/giveaway, fill out your information, use an email that you are going to check. Check your email after you do that. Click the confirmation link in the email that you receive. You'll be entered in the giveaway. You'll also be subscribed to my weekly email newsletter. If you don't want that, click the unsubscribe, the first one you get. Even if you're already a newsletter subscriber, you still have to fill out the information for the giveaway. And don't worry, you won't get double emails. Oh, and it is open only to U.S. residents. So anyway, there you go. Hopefully this has been not too confusing. Once again, thanks to the folks at Jeo Tec for sending me this Jeo Tec number 11 so I can show it to you and maybe give it to you if you win. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a new video every Friday and Saturday, sometimes random videos throughout the week. If you want to support the channel financially, I invite you to go to patreon.com/survivalonpurpose. I really appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.